What's up? Do life in the body you love, chicks. It's our last episode of 2022. Wow, I love this time of year. It really does fire me up, even though it's so cliche to set resolutions and blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I love a fresh start. Okay. But today I want to talk to you guys about how to capitalize on this fresh start in a smart way. We're going to talk about goal setting, which sounds super lame and boring, but I promise you there's a little bit of a twist to this. And so take some notes, get a pen and paper out for this one. Unless you're driving in the car, then don't do that. That's not good. And by the way, if you are somebody who told me that you wanted to do the Keep It Off Academy, that you wanted to get coached, that you wanted to find out what the heck was going on with your metabolism, how to hack your busy schedule, and you want me to guide you on all of this and have a rockin' time with the funnest group of chicks ever, then now's the time. Okay. The holidays are officially over. I have bonuses in store for you if you sign before the end of December. So what you need to do is go to nikkioday.com/keep it off, fill out an application. Let's chat. Let's get your spot, because the January spots, it goes crazy, as I'm sure you can imagine. Okay. So now to the point, goal setting. Oh, okay. You guys have all heard of SMART goals. So I'm not going to belabor any of that. Okay. But there's something that I think that is more important than even making it specific, measurable, actionable, blah, 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 all the SMART goal things. And it's having something that's actually like realistic and knowing what it's going to take and making peace with your decision. So there's two extremes that I see happen. And it's usually caused by a misconception about what it's going to take to get to your goal. It's really because we don't understand what the process is going to look like. And if we don't understand what the process is going to look like, we can't set a realistic goal. So here's the two ways that goes. Number one, and this happens very often, is that women are like, okay, well, I want to lose 30 pounds, but they think they're going to have to be super strict, be in the gym all the time, do things that they don't have time for, drop their carbs, drop the fat, whatever the thing is that you have in your brain that it's going to take to lose weight, or any other diet that we've ever tried. We've all dieted. We've all done it, and it always sucks. And if that's your weight loss experience, which it is for most of us, then we think, oh, I don't even want to start that. It's going to be torturous. And like maybe you've had the experience where you've only been able to lose 5 or 10 pounds, even though you want to lose 50. And so you just never get to the goal. And so like, how excited are you going to be to start something that you think you can't get there unless you eat perfect and kill yourself in the gym and all of these things? Okay, so there's an actual disconnect there between the goal and what we think it's going to take. Because when you're losing weight sustainably, that should not be the case. It is not torturous. Yeah, you're not going to lose 30 pounds in a month if you're doing it in a sustainable way. You're just not. And God love everybody who's getting ready to post all those before and after pictures from their companies that are promoting extreme diets with extreme weight loss. I'm about to lose my mind because I know my news feed's going to be full and I'm just like, oh. Okay. All that stuff puts weight back on your body and it sucks. But hear me out. When you're losing weight in a sustainable way, it is not torturous. It's actually fun. Usually within 2 to 3 weeks, my clients are like, well, I don't feel like I'm doing enough. And I'm like, well, are we getting results? Yeah. Are you happy with your results? Yeah. Does your body feel good? Yeah. Okay. What else do you think you should be doing? It's in our head that suffering. Basically, to lose weight, we have to suffer. Beauty is pain. You know what I mean? Like we have all these things. When you're doing it in a sustainable way, it's not crazy. So don't hold yourself back from setting a lofty goal because you think you're going to have to torture yourself to get there. You won't. Get a realistic plan in place, something that you can live with. Now, here's the other side of the coin. When we have these pie in the sky ideas, and like, okay, I'll give you a personal example. I just shared this with my Hot for the Holidays guys a couple of weeks ago. So I love an athletic build. Like I love it when chicks have abs and muscles and like, I love it. I think it's so, so sexy. And I would love to have that. However, I can get a lot of definition in my arms and my shoulders and my legs and my glutes. You know where I don't get it? My gut. Can I? Yes, absolutely. It's possible for anybody can have abs. But here's the deal. Genetically, I put all of my fat in my belly, even though I haven't even hit menopause yet. So good Lord, it's going to get so much better for me. But that's my makeup. And so for me to have abs, first of all, for any woman to have abs, we have to get our percentage of body fat pretty low to see them. But for some, it's easier than others. I have a girlfriend who can get reasonably lean. She's not even that lean and she has abs. And I'm like, what is happening right now? That's a rarity for women. But I'm on the other end of the spectrum where I would have to be so incredibly lean, like super lean before I would see abs. And now, can I do that? Yes, I can. Do I want to do that? No, I do not. That's a commitment. I know what it would take. I have a very realistic idea of how strict I would have to be and how much I would have to work out and manage my stress and blah, blah, blah. And it would mean I'd have to put some things on the back burner to have that kind of a result. Okay. So you just want to lose enough weight to be healthy and happy in your jeans. You don't have to put your life on hold for that. In fact, don't put your life on hold for that. Don't do that because then it's not sustainable. Whatever you're doing isn't sustainable. So don't do that. But for me to get like, boom, rockin' body, like put me on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Now I am going to have to put some things on the back burner. So that's going to mean less time with God, less time with my husband and kids, less time with my business. Like something's going to have to shift because I will have to make time for what that will take. And honestly, I'm just too tired. I'm too tired for that. And so why am I sharing all this with you? If I have it in my brain that that is the look that I need to have because that's the ideal look that I like, and I would enjoy looking like that, and I don't want to do what it's going to take to get there, then I'm never going to find peace with my body. I won't find peace because even when I lose weight and I get to a healthy, I look decent. I'm comfortable putting on a bathing suit kind of thing, but I'm not living up to that expectation that I have, then I won't have peace. But the reality is I'm not willing to do the things it would take to get me there. So you need to decide. You get to decide what your body looks like to a certain degree. You can't make yourself taller. You can't shrink your hips or widen your hips or, you know what I'm saying? Like your bone structure is what it is. And we do all like carry weight differently genetically. My mom and my sister, their first place that they bulk up is in their butt. Good for them. Thanks a lot, hip hop culture. You made booties cool. Well, that ain't where mine goes. Mine goes to my gut. Nobody makes rap songs about that. So bad on me. But you get it. Everybody has a different genetic body type. All of that to say, you absolutely have control over the level of leanness that you have. But it's knowing realistically, what is it going to take to get you where you want to be? Are you willing to do the thing? And then if you're not, match your expectations to what you're willing to do. So I've seen so many women, not in my program, because we work on this quite a bit, but they lose weight. They look amazing. They still have no confidence. And you're like, how is this possible? There's a couple of things. Number one, they did it through methods that they don't think they can sustain. So part of the discomfort and lack of confidence is coming from the fact that they don't think they're going to keep it. So that's one thing that's freaking them out. But then the other thing is that they still haven't come to terms with looking the way that they do as being the goal. They still have another goal. Listen, it's fine to always still have another goal. Like you can walk 5 miles and now you want to start jogging. Great. Set fitness goals, set things like that. But you need to make peace with like what's going to be possible for your body with the season of life that you're in, with the time that you have to commit to it, what you're willing to do. So I want to be lean and look good in my clothes and out of my clothes, if I'm being honest. But if it means that I can never have a glass of wine again, or I can never eat a sandwich, like I'm not interested in that life. Being lean ain't worth it. if that's what I got to do. Good news is you can be reasonably lean and still have those things. Okay. In fact, I know some chicks who have like six packs and like they're completely lean, and I've seen them eat ice cream. So if you think that there's people walking around who eat perfect, there's not. That's not a thing for anybody. But match what your schedule will allow, what you have the stamina to do. If you have 3 kids under the age of 5 and you work outside the home and your husband travels for work, so you're alone all the time, and you grew up eating total trash, guess what? We can still get you in a happy body. We can still get you to a good weight that you're comfortable with, but make peace with what that whole transformation is going to look like. Does this make sense, you guys? It's like making your expectations match. And then what's even more important, so you've set this realistic goal. Okay. That's the MO here. We're setting a realistic goal. It's something that is going to challenge you. Don't let yourself off the hook with your goal setting this year. Don't be like, oh, okay, well, I could like up my business by this much, or fine, I'll lose 5 pounds, even though I really actually want to lose 100. Like, don't lowball yourself. Set something that's going to be a stretch, but make it something that's going to be doable and that you will like the journey, and then start liking the journey. So it doesn't happen right away. You're not going to like start eating healthy food if you don't like it, and then just be like, 1 week in, I'm loving this broccoli. So good. That's not what's going to happen. But eventually, the things that you're doing, the fact that you're keeping commitments to yourself to eventually hit your goal, and that you're still going at this after January. That's what I want for all of you, to still be going at this after January. Most people are done by like January 16th. I've done it. I've set these New Year's resolutions where I'm like, I'm doing this year, but it's always like some pie in the sky thing, and I don't actually have an action plan to back it up. So here's where we're going to be different this year. Realistic goals, and don't make it a 1 month thing. Like, it's, what do you want to get done in 3 months? What do you want to get done in a year? Back it up to 3 months. Okay, what's the first step? You know, however you want to do your goal setting. But it's important that you actually do that. You line up an action plan that you can live with and that you can start to like. Eventually, you will start to like it. So here's kind of the progression that I've seen. 1 to 2 weeks, people are excited. And so it feels easier, sort of, because you're fired up. And then by like week 3, it's not fun anymore. Whatever you're doing isn't fun. Even if your plan doesn't suck, you're just like, okay, well, I'm bored of this and I don't really like doing this anymore, even if it's not hard, right? You're just like, I just don't want to. That's the part that you have to push through. That's where you need accountability, support, habits. Hello, I can't preach habits enough. Behavior change. So we get past that. Then you get to the point, and this is different for everybody. Sometimes it's 6 weeks, sometimes it's a few months, but where it's just like, oh, this is so easy. Why did I ever struggle with this? And it's still not technically a habit yet. It's still not technically a habit. You could be derailed. You need to keep your eye on the prize. But it's so easy now that this is the point where, like, if you're doing habit stacking, you could actually like add something else into your routine and you'd be able to handle it, right? Instead of doing everything all at once. Get to the point where like, this feels easy. I had Terry on the podcast. You guys, if you heard that episode, where when we started, she was all over the place with like, well, do I eat this? Do I eat that? I don't have any time. Girl's got like 2 businesses, a full-time job, kids, like she's got so much going on and so much knowledge in her brain that she was having a very hard time like delineating a course of action and sticking with it. And at first she seemed very frazzled and high strung and like, how am I ever going to get all this done? And then after maybe a couple of months, she gets on one of our calls and she's like, I just like don't even understand how I thought that I didn't have time for this. Like, she was just so calm about it and so like matter of fact and like, of course I have time for this. What was I ever thinking? But it's making a plan that can fit with your life. You have to stick with it long enough till you get yourself to that point that Terry was talking about, where she's like, this is just what I do now. Okay, this isn't hard. That's where you got to get. And so when you're setting your goals this year, when you're reflecting on this past year, which I encourage all of you to do, Take the good and the bad. Don't just say, oh, all of these bad things happened. And so last year sucked. If last year was a shit sandwich, what did you learn from those experiences? How did you grow? I went through some crazy things myself. And even in the middle of it, I was like, this sucks so bad. But I know that God's teaching me something. Like, that's where we grow, right? And so reflect back. What things happened? What was good? What was bad? What did you learn? What do you want to be better this year that's within your control to make a change? And now that's when you can sit and come up with a decent goal for yourself. So I hope that this helps. I would love to know, what is the thing that you're working on? Is it your health? Is it your finances? Is it your relationships? Is it, I don't know, I'm just making things up, parenting? Like, is it having boundaries? Putting margin in your day? Oof. I don't care what your goal is, what category your goal is. Try that one, ladies. Put a little margin in your day and see how much better you can hit your goals and be a patient, calm person when you're not going 24/7. But whatever the thing is going to be for you, I seriously want to know. Reach out to me on social media, shoot me a message, and just tell me, hey, this is what I'm working on in 2023. And I want to cheer you on. And if it's a weight thing and you are ready to get serious about a plan that will work for you, hit me up, fill out that application for the Keep It Off Academy. By the way, the application is not a commitment from you or I. It is asking you questions to see if you would be a good fit. And then we're going to dive into things a little bit deeper. Make sure that this program would help you get where you want to be. And if so, I will then go over what the enrollment options look like. So the application is just starting that process. But if you're curious at all and you know this is my year, I'm done playing around, then fill out that application or shoot me a message on social media and let's get the conversation started. And I hope that you have the loveliest New Year's Eve for this year and that you roll into 2023 feeling amazing and energized and hopeful and all of those good things. Tune out the negative, ladies. We don't have to accept any of the things that the world is telling us. The sky is not falling. Life will continue, I swear. And our life is what we make of it. So decide what that's going to look like. Let's go conquer it. And I will see you next year. I'll see you next year.